guys, it's Julia, and for today's video I'm going to be doing my December book haul. There may be another one of these going up because I am filming this very early, but I do want to pre-film some things so and prep for the new year and get all that stuff up. But yeah, I'm doing my book haul today and I'm filming this very early. It's like the 7th or something, or the 10th or something when I'm filming this. No, it's the 7th, or it's the 8th when I'm filming this, so it's very early. But I have 13 books to show you because if you guys saw my unhaul, which you'll have linked on the screen if you guys want to check that out after you're done watching this video if you want, but I mentioned that I returned a ton of books that I just wasn't crazy about anymore, and I got a credit note to the store, so that means I got to buy more books so that I actually want to read. So I'm going to be talking about those today with you guys, so let's get right into it because 13 books is a lot. Two books I picked up were Dream Fever and Shadow Fever, and these are the 4th and the 5th book in the Dark Fever series by Karen Marie Moning. These are urban fantasy books that involve the premise of the Fae, and it's about a girl who essentially, her sister gets murdered and she receives this mysterious phone call, and she goes to Dublin to investigate the whole murder in the situation, and she discovers that she can see the Fae, and she runs into some cool people and some creepy people, and that's what the story's about. I have been going through these books recently, not going through, you know, I've been reading them recently, so I want to pick up the 4th and the 5th so I can get around to these and get to them when I want to, you know. But I'm really excited to get to these. Fortunately, they got like a cover change for the last book. The last book is huge, by the way. It's like 700 pages, which I did not know until I went to the store, and I'm like, wow, like the first 2 books is the size of this one, 670 pages or something like that. But I'm really excited to get to these, and yeah, that's exciting. And I like holding this book because it's so big, like, you know what I mean, it's like a really big mass market, so it's kind of cool holding it. Next book I have here is Northanger Abbey by Jane Austen. I've never read a Jane Austen book, and Jane Austen is a very popular author. She wrote Pride and Prejudice, if you did not know. Though I do not know much about this because when I read the synopsis I was kind of just like, sounds more interesting than the other synopsises I read for her other books, and I think this one I'm most interested to read. This is one of her shorter works, to be honest, so I wanted to pick up something a bit smaller, and I think Northanger Abbey would be a good place to start with Jane Austen. I'm not positive, but I think it'll be a nice story, so we'll read that. Next book I picked up was The Shock of the Fall by Nathan Filler. I don't know too much what this one is about, but I have heard a ton of praise for it, and I know it's a contemporary and involves some concept of mental health, I believe, so I really want to pick it up, and I'm excited to get to it when I do. Next, I have The Sky is Everywhere by Janie Nelson. I've recently read I'll Give You the Sun by Janie Nelson, and I really enjoyed that one, and I'll have my wrap-up linked up on the screen if you guys, where I talked about I'll Give You the Sun, if you guys want to check out my thoughts on that one. But I really enjoyed I'll Give You the Sun, so I really wanted to pick up her other book and see what this one is all about, and I just am really excited to get to this book, and I want to read more Janie Nelson because she writes great stories, and I'm just so excited. So yeah. Next book I picked up was Losing Hope by Colleen Hoover. I've read most of Colleen Hoover's books, and this is one of the ones I have not read. I have read Hopeless, but I never got around to reading Losing Hope, and Hopeless is a really interesting concept, the book, but it's really dark, so if you're not into that, don't read it. But they're essentially romances that are really complicated, and this is the Hopeless written in the guy's perspective, so I want to see his side of the story, especially because if you read the beginning of Hopeless, he looks like a creep. Like, if he wasn't cute, it would be creepy as hell, but since he's cute, it's not that creepy, even though it should be. But I'm really excited to pick this up. I have read most of Colleen Hoover's books, and I want to say that I've read this one, and then I'm pretty sure there's like a 2.5 for this little series thing, and then I want to get to maybe someday the Never Never parts. Hopefully they release that in a full book. But anyways, I'm excited for this. I picked up Black Butler Volume 7. I am slowly collecting these. I've read up to Volume 5, and right now I have Volume 6 and 7. I'm going to wait till I get a couple more before I read them, because I want to read a bunch at once, because it's kind of weird reading one volume at a time, like reading one volume and then like waiting forever and reading another volume. So I like collecting these. This is a story about a boy named Rin, and he figures out he's the son of Satan, and he goes to his school to become an exorcist and fight demons and all that jazz. it's a really fun series. I'm really enjoying it, and one of my goals for 2016 is to actually finish up this series, as well as Black Butler, but I can't do that if I don't have the volumes, so yes. Next, I picked up The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. This, I believe, is a magical realism book about a girl who is born with wings. I've heard absolutely amazing things about this book. I heard that it is so beautiful, the writing and just everything about the story is really beautiful, and the cover is beautiful, and I just can't wait to read the story. I absolutely adore like beautiful writing. Like, who doesn't love beautiful writing? And I hope this is going to be a really good magical realism book. I haven't read too much magical realism, but I hope this one is really good, and the spine and everything is like really adorable, and I just am I'm not gonna say excited, I always say excited, I'm sorry if I repeat myself, but I'm looking forward to this one. So next, I picked up Into the Darkest Corner by Elizabeth Haynes, something like that. Oh, all this lovey stuff transforms into raging jealousy, and Catherine Stu discovers that Lee's dazzling blue eyes and blonde good looks hides a dark violet nature disturbed by his, it's about a relationship that goes horribly wrong. And it said 4 years later, Lee is behind bars, and Catherine, now Kathy, is trying to build a new life in a new city. Though her body has healed, the trauma of the past still haunts her. I have here is 1,000 Pieces of You by Claudia Gray. This book is basically a multiple dimensions kind of book. Like, it's like a time travel going through different dimensions. So basically she's like going after the person who killed her father, like chasing him through dimensions, and it seems like a really fun story. The cover is absolutely beautiful, and the second book just released recently, so I really want to give this one a shot. So yeah, it just came in the mail yesterday, and that is Suicide Forest by Jeremy Bates. This is basically there's like this forest, I guess, in a part of Japan, and it's known for the spot where the most people have committed suicide, and it's about these kids who go there, and it's all about the myths and legends of the forest, and it sounds like it'd be really cool and like an interesting book to read. And I paid a lot of money for this because I could never get my hands on it, so it was a bit more expensive, but hopefully it's worth the money I spent. And I'm really excited to read this because I love reading concepts like death concepts. I like reading about them. You know, does that make me sound bad? Hopefully not. I'm not bad. I'm okay. You know. Coming down to the final ones, I have The Bizarre Bad Dreams by Stephen King. This is his short story collection that released last month, and I'm really excited to read this. I've never read a Stephen King short story collection before, and this cover is absolutely beautiful as well, and I'm just really excited to read some of Stephen King's short stories. I've been trying to read a Stephen King book a month. That may not continue, so please don't call me because I don't want pressure, but hopefully I can read a bit of these, and it is a chunky book. It's 500 pages. I think I will have a good time reading it, so I'm excited to pick it up when I do. I picked up was Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. This is the classic Neverland Peter Pan, Captain Hook story, and I do own a copy of this already, and I have already read this book, but I did really want this beautiful illustrated edition, and it's absolutely beautiful.
And I'm really happy I got it, and it comes with like the pages, hold on, it's like illustrated, and it has like little activities in it and stuff. Like this page is like, oh my gosh, look at that. It just comes with like interactive activities, so if you see any cardboard, it's because there's like little things in here, and they did that. So look, there's a wheel. So I'm really looking forward to this. I have already had a flip through of it.
I've already had a flip through this one, but I may just look through it again, and I might actually reread the book in this version, but we'll see. I'd actually be scared to reread it because it's so pretty. I don't want to ruin it. But yeah. Those are all the books I so far bought in the month of December. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas or whatever else you celebrate, or if you don't celebrate anything, I hope you have a wonderful day and a wonderful month. And if you have snow, have fun. If not, enjoy the weather, because some people wish they didn't have snow, so think about it that way. Not me though, I love the snow. But anyways, I hope you have a lovely day, and I'll see you guys very soon with a new video.